Hello, my name's Greg Hewitt. I'm just about to turn 70. 3 years ago, I retired from the Victoria Police Force, where I'd served for almost 45 years. The purpose of this video is to explain how it happened and also identify the companies involved, 4 of the individuals involved, and hopefully make people aware of how easily they can fall prey to these sinister people. It all happened for me in about early August last year, 2025. At that time I was just doing some training, online training regarding shares and other things. I was then cold called by a woman who asked if I was interested in a pension scheme. I said that I was. I wouldn't be buying into anything, but I'd be interested in having a chat and hearing about what they had to offer. She then directed me to a website of a company called Foster Hart. I looked at the website and it had all the bells and whistles. It was a very impressive, very professionally produced website. The woman said that I would be called by an account manager who I could have a chat with. At that time, I was recovering from lumbar fusion surgery. Prior to that, I'd just had neck fusion surgery. I was also suffering from PTSD, depression and anxiety after the years in the police force. I was on antidepressant medication, also heavy opioid medication as well for pain relief. So my judgment was a bit cloudy. But I did Google Foster Hart and I Googled my account manager's name, Joe Parker. Couldn't find anything adverse on either, so I thought that was a good sign. Anyway, Parker rang me. He had a New York accent. Very full of himself, said that he worked in London for Foster Hart. He said that he'd been in the industry for some time. Foster Hart were $1 billion company. Most of their work was done in Australia. They organised to invest through cryptocurrencies and also in the share market. He said that the returns were good and that it was an opportunity to make some passive income in addition to any other sources of income that I had. He said that the volatility of the market was the thing that gained some big wins, but also there was also opportunities of big losses with Bitcoin going up and down. They also heavily invested in gold, so they seemed to have a good balance of opportunities of investment in shares, Bitcoin, and also in gold. Parker was very smooth. He told me that he would ring me back from 3 p.m. Melbourne time onwards. This equated to 5 a.m. in London. He said that he started early and his office started early because they wanted to get ahead of the game before the London Stock Exchange opened. And I understand that's a common practice for people trading in shares, particularly for big companies. He had a WhatsApp number and he sent that to me. And I'll put that on this post. You can see his smarmy face. He said that he would ring me on the WhatsApp line and he would call when and if required. He then walked me through the pension scheme, which was available to see and read through the details on their website. This pension scheme offered a monthly return. So yeah, I was happy with that. It was relatively low key and easy to follow. So I signed up. I put money into that, and he contacted me every couple of days for a chat, tell me how things were going. Things were always positive, and I was looking forward to the first month's return. So approximately a month later, or just short of a month, in September 2025, Parker rang me and said that he had good news for me. He said that he'd withdrawn my money from the pension scheme and that he'd invested it in Bitcoin and gold because they were raging at that time. So he said. He then said that he tripled my money, and I thought, well, that was pretty good. But he'd done the withdrawal without my knowledge or consent, which I thought was a little bit ordinary. But anyway, happy days. I had 3 times the money that I'd originally put in. I then said I'd like to take out my initial investment. He then said that I had to take it all out and convert it back to the Australian dollar, which would cost me 10% of the total value of the then portfolio. I was suspicious of this. I emailed Foster Hart's support line off their webpage and got a reply that this was a legitimate explanation of the fees and to be guided by my senior account manager, Parker. I ended up paying those fees, and from then on, that was when the scam started. They absolutely started full bore from then, because I'd not only invested the money that I'd originally put in, I couldn't get that back, and that had tripled. So I then started paying fee after fee, charge after charge. Parker just weaved an elaborate web of lies and deceit, and there was a fee for this or a fee for that. The finance department were holding up transferring back to my Australian bank account. There was always an explanation for any delay or any fee that he wanted to charge. Parker was relentless. I think he had OCD or something. He was, at one stage, he rang me 78 times in just over an hour and a half. I didn't answer a lot of those calls, but he must have just had me on speed dial. In early December, he rang me 320 times in a 6.5 hour period. I had my phone off. I spoke to him a couple of times early in the afternoon, but between 3:20 and 9:55 p.m, I received 320 calls or messages from him on the WhatsApp line. Just hounded the living daylights out of me. He then said that he would transfer my funds into a titanium wallet. So that a titanium crypto wallet is a form of crypto wallet that's not well regarded at all. In fact, it's got more negative reviews than Foster Hart had. Anyway, I said I didn't want that wallet. I wanted it transferred into a legitimate, more professionally run crypto wallet. He said that Foster Hart were contracted to use titanium. In the near future, they would get out of the titanium contract, but at the moment, we were stuck with them. Again, fees were asked to transfer into the titanium wallet. He said that he had to be creative in order to stay ahead of and out of the way of Australian bank regulations and other authorities in Australia, because they hated anything to do with cryptocurrency. His view was, and I understood it, that if people were doing business in the crypto world, they weren't using the regular banks, so therefore the banks were missing out on business and potentially losing money. So I got that. But he also went to the extent of coaching me in what to say should my bank call me. So For example, I was buying gold for my cousin, or my cousin was buying gold for me and sending me the money, or I was sending money to him. I had to repay a loan to a friend, and that was another excuse for sending money into one of these many companies and individuals that Parker had nominated. At one stage he wanted me to send 26,000 euro to a woman in Poland. When I refused, he cracked the shits and went right off. I kept asking for my funds to be transferred to my bank account, or at least partially transferred to recover the initial money that I'd put in. He said that no, there was always another fee, there was always another excuse about why it couldn't be done. He said that the money was sitting safely in my titanium wallet, which I could see, but I couldn't access, so it was useless. It was a mirage. It was there. Figuratively, it looked as though it was there, but I couldn't access it, couldn't get hold of it, so it was useless. In late November, I asked Parker to furnish ID so that I was 100% sure of who I was dealing with. I should have done this earlier, but I didn't. He had organised and asked me to have a photo of my licence and a photo of me holding it to send to him so that he could open various wallets, including the titanium wallet. I asked him to do the same so that I could see who exactly he was. He said that he was prohibited from doing so because of Foster Hart's regulations and the UK authorities' regulations regarding account managers in that area of finance. But he said that he could send me two photographs and IDs of people who were his supervisors. He said both of the men were Australians. They were working from home for Foster Hart in Australia because he did a lot of the work and his office did a lot of the work from London, but they also wanted feet on the ground in Australia to deal with other issues over here. Again, that sounded reasonable. He sent me two photographs of two Australian men. One was a chap from Queensland and the other was a fellow from New South Wales, both holding their licences in front of them. I later did some checks on these people and found that they were both victims of Foster Hart, not supervisors at all. In fact, the fellow from New South Wales was a concreter who had his own concreting business. Parker, guilty of identity theft. In mid-November, I got onto a website called Trustpilot. Trustpilot is a highly reputable company where consumers can leave reviews for either good or bad service from companies and businesses. So I gave the Trustpilot one-star reviews for Foster Hart and left a number of scathing reviews about Parker's performance and the lies and deceit that he had shown to me and I'd fallen victim to. They hated these reviews. He kept insisting that I take them down. I said, I'll take them down when you pay me the money that you owe me. That didn't happen, so the reviews stayed up, but they hated them, absolutely hated them, and they'll hate this video, but I'm glad to expose them. Just before Christmas 2025, Parker stupidly sent me a Christmas card. The Christmas card was in the name of Goldhale. So Goldhale was a new player. He'd previously sent me an email from a Lloydstern email address. So I asked him, how did these other companies come into it? And he said that he worked for both Foster Hart, Lloydstern, and that Goldhale was the main company sitting over the top of those two other companies, Foster Hart and Lloydstern. He said he worked as a broker for all three companies. So Parker had promised multiple times to have my money transferred. There was always an excuse about why it wasn't or why there was a delay. Our relationship completely broke down when I called him a liar and a thief. in mid-January 2026. I was then called by a person called Mark Singer, who was Parker's immediate supervisor. Singer was very smooth, very softly spoken. Singer said that Parker was a punk, only new in the business, and that he was only in the field to get commissions. He apologised for his lying, and he said that he would settle the matter. So what I worked out is that that's what happens when I fell out with one level of operator. The next person above them would try and smooth the water and then try and get more money out of me. Anyway, Singer said that I needed to upload a crypto wallet on my phone. This was a MetaMask wallet. So he sent me a link. I uploaded it, and he said that the finance manager for Foster Hart, Lloydstern and Goldhale, a fellow by the name of Maximilian T. Ford, would contact me in the next few days, and that he would arrange transfer of the funds into his crypto wallet. A couple of days later, Ford contacted me, Max. Max had a very heavy Eastern European accent. He said that he'd transferred the funds into my crypto wallet, into my MetaMask wallet. I looked at the wallet, and sure enough, there was the balance that I was expecting. He said that I had to validate the wallet. He said that to validate it, I needed to add 10% of the funds that were in the wallet to the wallet. So this didn't sound right. He said that it wasn't necessary in order to comply with the Australian Taxation Office regulations and Australian banking regulations, that if I didn't transfer and validate the wallet, that the money would be confiscated and held up once it hit my Australian bank. Anyway, I contacted MetaMask, and they said that they didn't require validation, and that if anyone was asking me to validate the wallet, it was a scam. I got back to Max. He said, no, I must have been speaking to a junior staff member at MetaMask. He's been in the business for years and he knows what he's talking about. I then said, I need to see some ID from you to prove who you are. He then sent me a letter on a Maneuver, MONOOVA letterhead. Maneuver is a very highly respected and reputable company, Australian company. The letter said that Maximilian T. Ford worked for and represented Maneuver in the UK, and that and with any dealings with Foster Hart. Anyway, I contacted Maneuver, sent them a copy of the letter, and they said that they hadn't heard of this clan at all, and that they hadn't heard of Foster Hart, Lloydstern or Goldhale. So yeah, Max, he's a ripper, quite happily tries to steal the identity of reputable Australian companies. And as well as giving me, putting money into a crypto wallet that was a fake. I contacted MetaMask and they said that, yeah, the wallet was a fake, that I didn't have a legitimate account with them, and that they had zero balance with them. They looked at the screenshot of the MetaMask wallet that I'd been provided with by Singer and Ford, and they said no, it was a fake. There were a couple of discrepancies in it, but it was a good copy of what their legitimate wallet looked like, but it was nonetheless a fake. Just another means of getting money out of me. If I'd have put that 10% in, that would have just gone straight into their hands. Max promised that he would liquidate my account and pay the money into my account. He then said if I wanted to bypass going into a crypto wallet, that I'd have to pay $5,000 to them. I didn't want anything to do with another crypto wallet, so I paid the $5,000. He said 100% guaranteed the money would be in my account that night. That night, nothing happened. The next week, he was uncontactable. He then, I think, got on to him the following week. He said that he'd been in hospital and some other rubbish. He said that the money would be coming in the next day. Nothing happened. I haven't been able to get on to Max since. So Max, you're a thief. Max then sent me a receipt of a transfer of the funds to my bank account. He said that, yeah, that was proof that the transfer had occurred. He said that the funds would take 5 to 7 days to get to my account. 5 to 7 days went by, no transfer. I waited a few more days, tried to get in contact with him. He said that I would need to pay him $50,000 in reputational damage because I'd reposted my Trustpilot reviews. I told him that that wasn't going to happen. He then dropped the $50,000 and came up with a figure of $15,878. I said, no, I haven't got any more money. You've taken money, even money that I had set aside for further neck and back surgery, you've taken. He said, look, if you pay $5,000, he will put in $10,000 to cover this figure that he just obviously plucked out of his backside. I told him that he wasn't getting another cent out of me, and I haven't heard from him since. On the 7th of May this year, I was contacted by another smooth-talking person who hailed from New York City called Candice Logan Blair. Blair said that she worked for Goldhale Lloydstern in the finance area, and that her task was to settle my matter, to keep me happy and to conclude the issues that I'd had with her company. Very smooth talking operator, but she, like Singer, was the next level. Once I'd fallen out with Max Ford, as I had with Parker, Singer took over. Now that I'd fallen out with Ford, she took over. So she said that I'd have to do two things in order to complete the dealings with her companies. One, I needed to open a Living Room of Satoshi account. Living Room of Satoshi is a very reputable Australian company, and you can pay bills and so on using Bitcoin that you've got. She said that this company was a fantastic company, but they did charge significant fees, which I'd have to pay up front on the total amount that I had being transferred into that account. I said I needed to pay. I wanted to pay in instalments so that I could get back what I'd already lost. She said no, that wasn't possible. The regulations with Living Room of Satoshi, you had to deposit the full amount and you had to pay fees on the full amount. I asked her where the crypto wallet was, where my funds were, and she said they were in a Living Room of Satoshi crypto wallet. I contacted the Living Room of Satoshi. They must think I'm an idiot. I've been caught out a number of times, and anything they've told me from then on, I was checking. So I contacted Living Room of Satoshi, and they said that they're not a crypto wallet. They don't hold crypto or funds. They're just a conduit between Bitcoin and paying bills and so on. So it's not a crypto wallet at all. So Blair, there's lie number one. They also said that they're happy to take any deposit or any withdrawal from $1 up to $1 million, that they didn't have a limit of, and if you had money to go through them, it could be of any amount. So the business about having it all go in and come out at once was another lie. They also said that they didn't charge fees for their service, or not to me anyway. So so dear Candice Blair was caught out in a big way. She also said to prove her bona fides, she took me to another website called CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap again is a highly reputable company, but it's just an opportunity to see the price and value of crypto and other cryptocurrency like Ethereum and so on and so forth. So you don't actually hold your money there, but you can just see what prices. It's a trading tool rather than having money stored with them. So she guided me through a website. I opened an account with them. I got logged in, and she took me to a particular area, and there was the money that allegedly was mine. So yeah, she said that she was just about to transfer that into the living room of Satoshi. So I didn't do anything at that stage. A couple of days later, I got into the CoinMarketCap website, looked at my account, and there was zero balance. So this proved that this was another part of the deception run by Blair to try and get me to pay these fees to get my money out. But there was no money. Again, a mirage sitting in the distance. You couldn't touch it, you couldn't get access to it, but these thieves put it up there in order to progress their scamming ways to get more money out of me. In summary, Foster Hart, Lloydstern and Goldhale are nothing but dishonest, disreputable companies. Foster Hart is now shut down. Their domain is no longer listed, so you can't find them. They've just disappeared into the ether. When I first started or became aware of Lloydstern being connected to Joe Parker, I found that Lloydstern's email webpage and Foster Hart's webpage were identical apart from the names. Everything about them was 100% the same. When I checked Goldhale, it was a different web page. What's happened to Foster Hart just before they closed down is that their web page became password protected. Lloydstern's web page is now password protected. Goldhale is now password protected. So when you start an account with them, you get the password and you can go into and look at your account on those web pages. But if you're at that stage, they've probably already got you, so please be aware of that. Goldhale.com shut down in mid-May. The negative reviews and negative feedback that they'd received got too much for them, so they shut down, and they then re-emerged as Goldhale.net. So Goldhale.net have now taken over from Goldhale.com. Same shifty company, same shifty employees, so yeah, be aware of them. The Australian Security and Investment Commission, ASIC, has recently blacklisted all of these three companies, warning the public of dealing with them because they're unregulated and they're a high risk. It's a pity they can't blacklist the 4 employees that I've had dealings with. The employees of these companies, Joe Parker, Mark Singer, Maximilian Max T. Ford and Candice Logan Blair, have told me an abundance of lies, and they've been absolutely dishonest. Amongst other things, Parker stole my initial investment, also stole money that I'd provided to him to open a Swiss bank account. never see that money again. He also stole the identity of 2 Australian victims and sent that to me. I don't know where or how he's used my identity, but I've got no doubt that he would have used it in some manner or way. They've also impersonated legitimate companies. Ford, as I said, and Singer copied a MetaMask crypto wallet and added my funds to it, but they weren't my funds at all. But part of the trick was that I could see my funds in there, although I couldn't access them. Ford also impersonated a legitimate company by getting one of their letterheads and sending a false document to me, purporting to work for and representing this company. Impersonating is a key factor of what these people do. So again, this has come at a high cost for me. Dealing with these companies, these unscrupulous companies, has been a costly lesson. I hope that the same never happens to anybody else. The level of sophistication and professionalism in lying and deceiving by these companies and their staff that I've named is unbelievable. I have dealt with liars during my police career. I've never dealt with such competent professionals as I've encountered with these miserable toxic companies. The staff are just parasites, feeding off anything and everybody they can, regardless of their circumstances. I told them that I had money set aside for further neck and back surgeries, and I'm sure that this made them go even harder to get it. So they're immoral parasites. I'll be putting a video up on my dealings with each of the 4 people, or the 3 main people. Singer, I'll let him get away with it. Apparently he's not well. And I just hope that in the future, when Goldhale, Lloydstern, Fossard's already gone, but these companies will either get locked up, wound up, or the owners imprisoned. And these clowns, Joe Parker, Maximilian T. Ford and Candice Logan Blair, will be looking for a job. If they look for a job with a legitimate, honest company, hopefully that company will do some checks into their background, amongst which will be a Google search. And I hope they find this video. I hope they find the Trustpilot reviews where they've been named. And I hope that they look at other social media and LinkedIn where I've named them, and I hope that they just give them the flick right away and don't employ them. Hopefully their friends or family or children might Google search them again at some stage in the future, just out of curiosity. I think we've all done a Google search on ourselves, and I hope that they find out what a dishonourable, despicable person that they're related to. The other companies that I've mentioned in this, namely MetaMask, Manova, Living Room of Satoshi and CoinMarketCap, have been fantastic in clarifying issues when I've sent them emails and contacted them regarding suspicions that I've had regarding the fake documents and so on that have been provided to me by these scammers. So they're 100% legitimate. They've been more than helpful. They've advised me straight away that it's a scam, that it's a fake, that it's not real. So I can't speak more highly of the support that they've provided to me, so thank you. As for Goldhale, Lloydstern, I hope that you get found out, and hope the authorities catch up with you. Unfortunately, you're in London, or these clowns are in London. You're perhaps registered to the United States somewhere, but hopefully the reviews and so on will find you worldwide and just cloud your reputation if you've got any of it left. Thank you.